together. I've been doing trading on and off for a number of years now, and I think I'm at a position that I am getting to understand it a little bit. I am not still profitable that much yet, but I think some of the systems that I've been following, if I continue, if we learn it together, we would be able to make this thing a very profitable venture. So let's start the process today. Today is the day we are starting, and let's go and find out what are out there. Let's start with the market review. Let's look at the SPX. The S&P, we have seen some struggling going on. The market sell off today. Most of my trades has been triggered out, which I suspect that because you can see this one that I'm using is called the parabolic star. You can see it is showing a downward movement. And for most of my trades, I use the long. I go by calls. And I have not been very successful with puts. That's why mostly I try to go with long. And unfortunately, this week was a very rough week. Most of the trades have been, they have hit my stop loss. So I lose some money, which is the good part of trading, because when you understand this one concept that is very important in trading, you're gonna lose in trading. Your emphasis should be on exiting from the trade, not entry. And if you look at 70% of the people that talk about trading, they will tell you when to enter, how to enter, but you should have enter here and then come down and exit here. It doesn't go like that. You have to understand that when you enter here, okay, you enter here, how are you even going to determine that to enter here? The chances are it's very slim. Chances of getting there is very slim. You enter here, it went all the way here, and it comes down, it takes all your profit out. How much profit you left with? If you look at that, if you click here, you can see, let's say you enter at the tip here, at the top, at this point, you get out of here. That's how much. You can see that's not a lot of, that's not a lot of a movement. Okay. So you go in here and it brings you here. Compared to here, here is what? 2.3%. Here is 1.2%. So it drops about 1% completely. Now, but if you pay attention to your exit, chances are when you hit this, let's say you enter here, it came here and you see that this thing is turning red and it closed below the high day, then you might say, okay, it's time to get out. Or you may say, I'm going to get out based on the moving average. If that's the case, yes. So the exiting a trade is more important than entering in a trade. Now, let's look at SPX. We look at SPX, which is the S&P 500. When people are talking about the market, most of the time, this is the one they're referring to. Now, let's look at the Dow Jones Average Index, DJX. We can see DJX is also heading down. The market, everything is heading down. Let's look at the NDX, NASDAQ. You can see NASDAQ is also two red bar downward. And looking at the, we can look at the mid cap, MDY, the mid caps. If we look at it, we can see a downward movement in there. Well, for most of the people, what you have to understand is my focus is on short term, days to weeks, not the long-term investment. It's mostly not the short-term day trading, no, but it's mostly days to weeks. That's what I focus on. And if we look at SLY, we can see the downward movement in the SLY also. TNX, what is TNX? TNX, which is the 10-year Treasury index. You can see it's going on a sideways, not up, not down. It's going on a sideways trajectory. Not up, not down. Now, we look at the, we can look at the 10-year Treasury bonds also, 30-year Treasury bonds, which normally I just go to the XZB for the features, the Treasury bond features, and we can see also that it's not taking any trend position. It's going on a sideways movement. We look at the NASDAQ, but for NASDAQ, which is the NDX, but I look at the Chiu. Chiu is my favorite, and you can see the same thing. It went above the trend lines. Now it went or goes through the side, and we've seen that it's coming down into the trend. Now, where is it stopping? We see that today it stops on the 8 exponential moving average, and it's coming down. Is it going to stop at 20? We don't know. The other times we see that it went through 20. We went through, so this would be around 50. Let's look at it. Let's look whether that's 50. I think it's 50 simple moving average. 50, no. So it comes down below there. Now let's see how much. If we go 30, would it be close? 30 moving average. So we can see it, respect that. Now, are we gonna see the same thing? Are we heading towards the 30 simple moving average? We don't know. We can only, the feature can only tell us where that is going. Now, after looking at the market, what do we see? Today, I only had 2 trades. I have an existing trade on the McDonald MCD. I sold a ports, and you can see that's still in the process. It's still going. McDonald is going through a squeeze. How long would that go? I have no idea. But when it hit this level, I would exit. And then when the way I do the ports, the way I sell calls or ports is that I make sure that I make sure that whatever credit I receive, when it hits that, I am out of the trade. Why do I do that? Well, let's look at it. When you sell a call or puts, you normally receive between, because I normally do it at 30%. So with 30 delta, that means I have 70% chance of succeeding in the trade and 30% chance of not succeeding. And therefore, since the probability is on my side, I want to cut that probability, make it like 50. At least I have half and a half with more chances. So therefore, if I sell this amount this year, if my short put is on that side at this level, then when it hits this, I would get out. I'm not gonna wait until it goes down to the maximum loss. No, I would get out. I'll take my loss, find another one, or I'll just roll it. That's what I normally do. That being the case, so McDonald, that one is okay. And I had the healthcare. Last week, I entered in the healthcare around here, thinking that we're hitting this resistance. You can see it pulls down and then the notion that is going up, but it came down today, it kicks me out. It stops me out. We can see it is hitting the 30 moving average. That's where it stopped. So we're going to see what is going to happen tomorrow. Huge sales activity came in today. And we can see the tick in the volume of the, but some of this could relate to the stop losses being triggered because many people won't, to people like me think that it's going up, but instead it came down. So sometimes when you see this huge candle, most of the people try to get out of there. They want to protect. Someone who enter around here may want to get out to protect their profit. Someone who enter here may get out because they knew that, okay, the little gain I got went down. Anyone around here would do the same thing. Okay, what else? Now, today, let's look at the sectors. I don't have anything today because the market is at the point that is going down. And usually in this market, the puts doesn't do very well. They go for like few days and then it ends. So at times, if you just look at here, it went down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it, you out. So you enter around here, you out here. Now, when you enter on a call, you can see you enter through here. Even if you look at here, it brings you all the way here. It doesn't mean that you're gonna exit down here. Nobody get the top, nobody get the bottom, but that's what it is. Now we see that it's hitting here. If you look at this line, yesterday I was saying, okay, this is where I'm expecting. So today it went up. I was thinking that it's gonna close above the low day, the low bar. I thought it was gonna close, but you can see it went all the way up here with a notion that we are ready to go up, then it drops down. The financials was my prime choice today, but it would not work. Now let's look at the energy. If you look at the energy also, energy has not been doing well lately, or maybe for all these years. Since I started trading, I mean, this is the time that energy start going up, come down, go up. But other than that, it's on a sideways trajectory. So when we look at the materials, we can see the same thing also on the material side. Not much in the material side since we hit the high in May. Around May 11 is when we hit the high, and there on it stays like that. Now let's look at the communication. Communication, which include some of the famous stocks. Think what communication service, that would include, I think, Facebook. I think Facebook and all this are under the communication side. Facebook, Twitter, and all those. Those are under the communication side. But communication hit the top, and we see that it's also dropping down just like any other sector. Utilities went up, and everybody was surprised with it, with the movement. Went down, went up, now it's taking a sideways. The consumer discretion. Last week I was going to take the consumer discretion when I see this candle coming up. You can see it didn't go anywhere. Industrials. Industrials has been on a sideways trend for quite some time, since May. The same thing for consumer staple, real estate. Last week, 2 weeks ago, towards end of last week before last and last week, real estate had a very nice move. I was able to harvest a good money on real estate. And the information technology has not been quite reliable as in the past. If you look at here, it went up, but it has not been doing very well. And then the health insurance going down. So like I indicated, I had a huge loss from, well, when I say huge loss, I usually just put in 2% of my total account. I don't I never risk more than 2%. I try to risk less, and that's something that I have been testing, and I think it makes sense. You can do more trading without getting in the problem. So, what is next? I do not have a plan for any trade in the coming day because I would leave it until on Monday, possibly or tomorrow or Friday, because I need to see where the market is heading. It has been choppy for these few days. You think it's going up, it's going down. We see that the health just break through this trend line. And is it continuing? Are we gonna see it jump up tomorrow? We don't know. So as a result, I'm gonna take a break and see what Friday will bring. If we start seeing some movement on the upside or complete movement downstairs, we would decide where to go. But hey, let's trade together and get ourselves some money. Is that most of the trading, most of the traders, they start